Okay, this particular video is primarily about the Fallon Paiute-Shoshone Reservation. I have never ever been there, yet there's at least a good 40 or 50 instances where someone for prolonged periods of time were hacked in, logged into my personal private accounts. That's why it's being recorded on my device. They have, not only are they illegally accessing my accounts, they have a cloned copy of my SIM card. I've changed phones 5 times. I've changed my SIM cards at least 5 or 6 times. And they keep getting it. They're using illegal devices, illegal to be used in this manner, to get my information. And I have tried to file police reports with the Paiute Shoshone Police Department about this as instructed by federal agencies, because all of this identity theft and cloning my SIM cards and getting into our personal and business accounts have been reported to federal agencies, several federal agencies. And multiple times over the last 4 years since I've been here on this property, the two most places are the base, the Navy base, and the Paiute Shoshone Reservation for the illegal accessing of our accounts and our personal data and having hacked copies of our SIM cards. And a lot of times someone goes back and forth between the base and the Paiute Shoshone Reservation. Forgive me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just having a hard time saying the name. But anyway, so this is just to show just the last couple of days of what's been going on with them, just to show how much activity of illegal access, and again, cloned, that's felony. And since you're crossing into Indian reservation territory and the stalking and all that, that gets to federal level, not just a felony. So this is very serious. And I was told to report this stuff to the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and the process of doing so by a federal agency, the process of doing so is first you have to file the police reports with the Indian Reservation Police because they have their own jurisdiction. And then from there, those reports to the higher up agencies. But the way that these people are doing things, they're self-policing. If they refuse to allow the reports to be placed, then they're trying to circumvent justice by keeping anyone else from being able to report or establish the documentation necessary for the higher agencies. Or at least that's what they think they're going to get away with. Because I'm not playing that game. But let's get back to here. For one, why the hell would I be at Walmart at 8:25 a.m.? Are you kidding me? All right. And then the person goes to the Paiute Shoshone Reservation. They arrived at 8:25 a.m. Well, there has to be at least a couple of minutes in between traveling between from one place to the other. All right, and that's Saturday, May 14th, 2022. Now, Saturday is Shabbat, sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. I don't leave the premises. So that absolutely has nothing to do with me. Now, Sunday, it says that they left the Paiute Shoshone Reservation and then returned to it at 9:08 a.m. When it shows up like this, it's just like with the base. They just drove to another section from one area to another, but still considered part of the reservation. One of the things about when someone's on the reservation, it shows you on the map where in the reservation they are. But it doesn't give you the addresses and tell you exactly what buildings they're in and all that like it does in the city. But it shows you exactly where They are on the reservation. Because I guess the reservation being a sovereign nation, Google doesn't have access to all their details like that. I don't know. Just an assumption. But whenever it comes to the reservation, where with the other locations, I can just zoom in, get the exact address to what building they were at, where they were going, where they've been. You can't do that with the Indian reservation. It just shows you on the map where in the reservation they were. And that's the best we can do with that. Monday, May 16th, I didn't leave the property. They were at the Paiute Shoshone Reservation all day at this location. Let's get this out the way. It's near or off of Harmon Drain. Let's make this smaller. See if I can see Cross Street. Mesquite Lane, Clark Lane, Harmon Drain. And they were at this location all day. There's a lot of land around this particular location, so it's going to be a little bit harder to pinpoint exactly where this place is without any kind of an address. All right, next. Yeah. Now, on Tuesday, May 17th, someone left the Paiute Shoshone Reservation at 1:56 p.m. and then arrived back. There's missing to where they went on the reservation at 2:31 p.m. Now, keep in mind that this whole time they have a cloned copy of my SIM with them. That's why it's tracing their activity. And the way Google works is it traces the activity of the most active phone. And these people with the cloned SIM cards of my phone use their phones way more than me. I'm an older person. Most of the time, my phone is turned off. I don't even use it unless I need it for something. And when I'm home, I don't need it for anything. Once in a while, I'll call a family member or a friend. But for the most part, my phone probably spends 80% of its time turned off. So all of their information is always recorded because they use their devices more than me. Wednesday, May 18th, 2022, all day at the Paiute Shoshone Reservation. Now, Downs Lane and Kern is not the Paiute Shoshone Reservation. So someone, I'm not sure what they're doing or how they're doing it. I don't believe that's part of the Paiute Shoshone Reservation. The Harmon number 1 drain. Oh, okay. This is further out than I thought it was. I thought it was closer because Kern Road is near where I live, but not that part of Kern Road. Still off by the Harmon number 1 drain, which is also another location that's constantly showing up for someone being at and having access to my personal private accounts, hacked in illegally to my personal private accounts and operating an illegal cloned copy of my SIM card. Thursday, May 19th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. And then they're somewhere out in Churchill County, but they left the reservation at 8:30 a.m. So they were at their reservation all day and until the next day. And then they left at 8:30 a.m. And then they were off somewhere in Kern County, Churchill County, sorry. And I've never been to any of these locations. Okay, and that's the last of it until you get to yesterday. But just to show how much activity, and that was just 1 week's worth of activity, we have had at least 50 to 100 instances where someone from the Fallon Paiute-Shoshone Reservation who is illegally hacked into my accounts for prolonged periods of time are at the reservation, and at times will be between the reservation and the Navy base. And this could be different individuals because there are multiple people out there. We're dealing with a organized crime group, and there have been several different people with illegal clone copies of my devices. And again, as fast as I get the SIM cards replaced, they get the information again. Even using Faraday cages for my devices. Some of it's been done with radio waves. And these drones that keep being parked on top of my trailer 660 feet onto my property. And at night, there's like 4 drones that keep showing up on our video surveillance cameras footage. I'm sure they're part of how my data and information is being stolen. But multiple times I've tried to file reports with the Paiute Shoshone Reservation as instructed by a federal investigator to do so. And they refused to take a report. Now, recently, on the 25th, I went to the gas station that I always go to, which is owned by the Paiute Shoshone Reservation, even though it's on the main street, and my card was hacked. I went in to make a purchase for gas and left. And right after that, my card was reused. My chipped card was reused for an additional purchase. Money was taken out of my account. Now, they claim that in their registries, in their register, absolutely there's no transaction ever took place. But when I checked with the card carrier, they said it absolutely happened at that location, and that we had checked the merchant ID to make sure it was correctly that merchant, and they said it was absolutely correctly that merchant. So we filed a dispute. I filed a police report, or let's put it this way. An officer came out to make a police report, and he said that he would email me the report number, and I've heard nothing else back from him. And I've tried to call to get the information, and my calls aren't being returned. I got hung up on twice, and that could be just phones or it could be whatever. But the bottom line is, one of the big issues out here in Fallon is that, for one, corruption is rampant here. And they think if a group of them team up to cover up what they're doing, then you cannot get the information out to the proper authorities, again, to circumvent justice. I'm a bit more tenacious than that. So we're getting this information not only public, because I'm not their only victim by far, but this is definitely going to federal authorities who actually have the links to this YouTube channel and can see all the videos along with attorneys and quite a few other people who view these videos. So there's always more than one way to get something done.